Yeah, man, that's crazy. 40 days, God, I've been Swayze. Grew the beard out, that ain't shady. That's a bird, man, I ain't baby. Talking whole pie, that's so crazy. How I got a shot, raise the bean sprout up, put a crown up on her head so the boys seeing, no, that's a lady. If you ain't catch a double that time on the last rhyme, dog, I could help you. I got plenty more where that came from. When I brainstorm, I need shelter. It's enough water from the most high, even low tide, he gon' wet you. Better learn how to dance in the rain, ain't no use without an umbrella. When I yap for the king, I'ma lap anything on the track. When I rap and I scrap in the ring, back in the Mac. When I cock back in the swing, get a pap and you gotta lay flat when it. That's a mantra, change the way y'all see the Father. Sing praise to the Most High, so when most die, y'all see his honor. He was dripping with the backlash, and he let him zip him in the black bag. For the intermission was a hashtag, but the demolition wasn't that sad. It was intuition and a premonition, but the imposition wasn't that bad. It was cynicism with the inhibition, but the bigger vision was the last.
Why they party? I'm in here grinding. Money I'm stacking. Why they rock diamonds? I can't relate to them, ain't much in common. I set a goal for me 2 or 3 commas. 7 figures, 8 figures to 9 figures. On a slow pace to get rich quick. Same time we just think different. Cause when you make it, it hit different.
What it do, y'all? It's your partner Dale back in the saddle again for another edition of the Counter Move podcast here on Thursday evening, guys. Having a little bit of technical difficulties today, guys. I don't know what's going on with the computer, but it is what it is. If you guys can do me a favor, like, share, and subscribe, guys. If you don't mind, real fast, guys, which would be pretty good, guys. If there's a little bell on the screen, do me a favor, smash on that bell for your partner, so that whenever I come live, you can come kick it with your mans and them guys. All right, guys. We have a pretty good show today. Give me one second. Everything, guys, is moving pretty slow over on my side. I don't know what's going on, guys. It's called technology. This is real time. So it is what it is. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? On Tick to the Talk. How y'all feeling over there, y'all? Give me a second, guys. I'm a little bit behind, so forgive me, guys, but I'll be all right. How was the week? Mine was good. Very busy, extremely busy, tiring. But it's called being a husband, father, and a dad and a businessman. So it is what it is, guys. So we are here. Let's dive into this real quick. Here we go. Give me one second, guys. Where did it go? Nope. No, sir. Okay, well. All right, well, let's get to it, guys, real quickly. We got a pretty good show for you guys today. Again, this is getting really ridiculous, man. Really, here we go. Is that it? Yes, sir. All right, guys. There we go. Now, we having a pretty good show today, guys. I'm gonna get my bearings together. You're gonna like this show. I've been really going hard in the paint when it comes to what's going on with the socialist movement, specifically in the Democrat Party. It has been socialism has kind of reared its naughty head in the Democrat Party. Again, this is not a bashing on the Democrat Party at all, guys. This is just a fact. What's going on is the Democrat Party is kind of taking a liking to the Democrat Socialists of America. I will say this here. There's been a lot of Democrats to push back on this DSA type of movement. There is a plan here, and I'm going to unpack that plan over the next 7 weeks of what the socialists really want to do with the Democrat Party. And we're going to see if the Democrat Party actually pushes back. Because if they don't, it's going to be very eye-opening to see them not push back at all, guys. But here we go. Let's dive into this real fast. Here's our topics real fast. Boom. Number one, guys, politics, cities, and wealth. We're going to talk about, the socialist push, of course. We're going to really examine the socialist voter and their policies. Number two, New York and Chicago, those are kind of socialist-leaning cities. We're going to look at their policies, y'all, to see if these things is working. Number three, guys, we're going to go to our Protect the Bag segment again. We're going to talk about the lucrative business of digital banking, but it's more so, not so much banking. It's going to be more so the strategy behind this. We're going to listen to Jamie Dimon talk about this, the chairman and CEO, talk about digital banking and what type of threat it actually has on the digital banking and how you can benefit from the thing. And lastly, guys, you're gonna get all my thoughts on everything, guys. So gotta dive into these topics first. The first, y'all, real quickly here. Let's get to it. Man, the socialist surge, man. We got to keep it a band. What's going on right now is the Democrat Party is in bed right now with socialist movement. And what we're going to do is we're going to really examine really the socialist mentality, their policies. And what we're going to do is we're going to see if it makes any sense. All right? All right. And before we go into Chicago and look at what their policies are doing to these cities. So let's dive into the first topic. Now, the last couple of weeks, I've shown you guys how in New York, 3 incumbents on the Democrat side have been unseated by socialist candidates, right? And there was a big party on that one. And the same thing happened in Colorado. Now, we'll keep it transparent. Those are super liberal leaning areas. They're super liberal, and that's fine. All I'm saying is that's a problem potentially for the Democrat Party. Why does this a problem? Because of the fact the Democrat Party, the DSA, socialists came out and said that they are coming after Speaker, Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, as well as Minority Leader in the Senate, Chuck Schumer. They said they're coming after them, right? So we got to dive into this and see what's going down, guys, and see what's going on. Now, let's bring in someone that's actually a socialist. So socialist, guys, a former socialist. She's going to talk about their entire strategy. This was so good, guys. I had to bring her in real quickly because she really gets down to the nitty-gritty of the true plan behind this socialist movement, guys. And I guarantee you're probably going to be a little shocked. But here she is, guys. Let me get you right over here. Let me get you. Oh, 1 second. Get rid of this real quickly here. All right. Here she is, guys. This is her talking about their whole strategy. The strategy for them. Oh, where we go? Come on. Come on, guys. There we go. I wish this thing would stop doing this. This is the strategy the whole time. Here's the strategy right here, guys. Here it is. Let's see what she has to say about their strategy. And then we're going to unpack all of their policies, okay? Here we go. Let's dive into it. Here we go. Let's get to it. Come on. Play. Not going to play? Come on.
Aggressive fundraiser. Let me tell you, the socialist earthquake we saw last week in New York City and yesterday in Colorado is just the beginning. The far left has the energy, they have the base, and now they have the ability to compete in elections that we haven't seen in recent years. How do I know this for sure? Because I personally know many of the people behind this DSA wave. I used to work for the firm that raised Brad Lander millions of dollars. I trained other operatives at an organization organization headed by Daria Liza's campaign manager. Another member of Daria Liza's team and I worked together on a race in Illinois. Now, I have a warning for America. They aren't stopping in New York City or Colorado. What you just saw is a preview of what's to come. My journey with progressives began in 2018. In that cycle, we elected Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Rashida Tlaib, and Ilhan Omar. In my upcoming book, Nothing Left, out next month, I chart the party's evolution during these years. When AOC was elected, the party reacted by literally blacklisting any consultant that helped primary an incumbent. And so the progressive left reacted by building their own infrastructure. We trained each other. We recruited our own donors, our own billionaires. We created an extremely strong leftist network of organizations and consultants to help build electoral power. In reality, the Democrats' isolation strategy, it completely backfired. In fact, it only made the left stronger because they had to build up. Okay, so who are these DSA organizers? They're the children of lawyers, professors, and NGO leaders. They sing solidarity forever, but they have absolutely zero connection to the modern American blue-collar worker. Like my uncle's.
So right there, guys, you're beginning to see that they have a whole plan behind this thing. And look who's actually behind it. These are children of workers. And these are like attorneys, lawyers, doctors. These are affluent individuals. Pushing these things. Let's keep going. She's not done.
Construction worker union, where 70% of its members voted to re-elect Donald Trump in 2024. The greatest irony to me, of course, is that the DSA candidates cloak themselves in the cause of the working class. But they get elected by educated elites. In fact, Daria Liza won a district that includes the Bronx, but she lost the working class part of the Bronx by 30 points. She did well with young people and high-income voters. And she won college-educated areas by double digits. Working class people don't want to abolish ICE. They want prisons to exist and for the police to be well funded. Obsession with climate and identity politics, that's not what's at the forefront of their minds.
Listen to them.
They want candidates who focus on the economy and talk about bread and butter issues. Candidates who will stand up for their safety. I left the Democratic Party because I saw that they had lost complete connection to the American working class. I believe a healthy Democratic Party is extremely important for the future of this country. But the far left, they're not the answer.
So again, guys, she just communicated the entire strategy of the Democrat Socialist Party of America, who is embedded in the Democrat Party. I'm going to say it again. They're in lockstep with the Democrat Party. And again, I'm not bashing on Democrats. That's just a fact. That's a fact. So much so that they're going after your two leaders, Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer. They unseated 4 incumbents. 4. And these are children of lawyers, doctors, surgeons. These are affluent individuals. These are not working class individuals. They're not. But the messaging is so key, guys. Now, that's not it, guys. That's their strategy, all right? That's their strategy. Now, let's go over to something else real fast, guys. Boom, here he is. Here is, now let's look at how this happened. This is a progressive individual who lives in New York, right? He's going to let you know how and why the Democrats are losing to the Socialist Party. Okay, now we got to look at what's going on. Let's get into it. Let's go.
The Democrats caused a major problem in New York City. Not because the Republicans are taking over, but because the Democrats failed on these 3 things, amongst others. First, a lot of working class New Yorkers don't feel like the political establishment is delivering for them anymore. Rent is up, groceries are up, utility bills are up, the cost of living is up, and you want to know what else is up in New York City? Frustration. People are working harder but feeling like they falling further behind. When voters feeling heard, they start looking for alternatives. And right now, the DSA is filling that vacuum. The second reason reason? Democrats don't even agree on what's a Democrat anymore. You got moderate Democrats, progressive Democrats, left-wing Democrats, and voters are confused because the powers that be have spent years using narratives to water down the differences between those two factions. Everything gets labeled Democrat, but those groups don't all believe the same things. Meanwhile, the DSA knows exactly who they are. Their candidates stay on message, their activists stay on message, their voters know exactly what they voting for. Whether you agree with them or not, that's political discipline. And here's the third problem. For years, establishment Democrats made Donald Trump the center of the conversation, while the DSA made affordability the center of their conversation. Democrats said Trump is a threat.
You hear what he said? He said affordability. That's a word. Affordability. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna unpack all this. Here we go. Let's get to it.
So what the DSA said? Your rent is a threat. Democrats said, protect democracy. The DSA said, can you afford groceries? The Democrats said, look at Washington. The DSA said, look at your monthly bills. One side focused on national politics, blaming Trump. The other side focused on kitchen table issues. And when people are struggling to pay rent, buy groceries, and keep the lights on, they're going to vote for the people talking about the problems they see every day. Whether those solutions work or not is a different debate. But politically, that's why the DSA message is connected. While the establishment Democrats are managing the status quo, the DSA was building a movement. Now, Democratic incumbents are being knocked off by opponents farther to the left. That's not an accident. That's a warning sign. The question isn't whether the DSA is growing. The question is why traditional Democrats allowed it to happen. For years, the Democrats assumed voters had nowhere else to go.
Survey said.
Turns out they were wrong. The DSA didn't create this moment. The Democratic establishment created the conditions for it. Now, New York City politics is changing right in front of us. Love it or hate it, this is New York City's new reality. Thank you, Democrats.
Damn. Enough said. I don't. He said it a lot better than I did. This is someone that lives in New York City, who leans liberal, who's telling his fellow liberal Democrats, this is how the Democrat Socialists of America have taken over the party. Just saying, guys. I'm just saying. Now, that's not it, guys. We not done, y'all. Now, let's look at the mentality of the socialists real fast. Okay, we know that the messaging is affordability. All right, that's the messaging. Now, let's look at their mentality real quickly. All right. I got two videos that I'm gonna bring in real fast. My man John Stossel, again, a classic guy. I'm gonna bring him in real quickly, guys. Put him over here. All right. So this is just I don't like that at all. This is John Stossel. All right. Let me see if this looks better. Yes, it does. John Stossel. Let's see what he says about this entire thing, guys. And let's go from there. Let's get it in.
Have you heard? Capitalism sucks.
Capitalism sucks.
Why does it suck?
Capitalism will only lead to endless war, a dying planet, and economic catastrophe.
I know you know that capitalism isn't working.
They call capitalism immoral.
Capitalism, at its core, is the all human, environmental, and social costs. That is not a redeemable system.
We need a whole new system. That's socialism.
Socialism, they say.
It's about taking away the billionaires' power to control our lives. It's time to never pay a doctor's bill again.
But wait, someone has to pay the doctor.
You drove a Hyundai to get here tonight. I drove an $80,000 BMW. That's my name.
Yes, capitalism can be ugly. It's selfish, sometimes ruthless, but nothing else works when it comes to creating better lives for people, including poor people.
Capitalism is a moral system, precisely because success comes from meeting the needs and wants of others.
Steve Forbes of Forbes magazine writes, capitalism will...
So he goes into a little bit what that is, guys. I want you guys to hear their mentality. They believe that capitalism sucks. They believe that it's the problem. It's a bunch of greedy people. They said they need socialism. Now notice this, most of the people are young. They're young, right? 20s, 30s, young, even younger than that. That's one video, all right? Here's another video about John Stossel. Now they believe, since they believe that capitalism sucks, right? They believe this We believe capitalism sucks. Now let's go over to another video real quickly. All right, by Steve Stossel, same guy. Let's see what's going on here, guys, because here's their alternative to computer today, y'all. Get out the way. It just won't do it. This is crazy town. I don't know what's going on today, y'all. What is going on with my computer today? 1 second, you guys. It's just not. Something's going on today, guys. I don't know what's going on with no system today. I'm gonna get it done though. You're just not gonna do it. God dang, this is supposed to be a good one too. Hold on, guys. Here we go. I don't know what's going on with my stuff today, guys. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what that is. I don't know. Wow. I don't know what that is. Okay. All right. Here we go, guys. I don't know what's going on. But anyways, guys, we're going to get through this thing today, guys. Now, here is what they're saying now when it comes to, since socialism is bad, we know what they're going to say. Tax the who?
Tax the rich! Tax the rich!
Raising taxes on the rich is increasingly popular.
Tax the rich!
And why not? The very rich have so much more money than the rest of us.
$5 to you is like $6 million to billionaire Jeff Bezos. That is how rich that guy is.
Raising his taxes just sounds fair.
The wealth can't just be in the hands of the few.
So some states are taking action.
The Washington State House has passed the so-called millionaiires tax.
But don't these politicians realize that in America, people can move?
Yes.
Starbucks billionaire Howard Schultz
moved to Florida just one day after the millionaire's tax passed the House.
Others leave California.
Google co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin, just the latest tech billionaires eyeing a move out of the Golden State.
Remarkably, for the first time since California came into the Union, they're having out-migration.
Steve Forbes, who runs that business magazine, says he's surprised that short-sighted politicians keep driving wealth creators out. Politicians in blue states say, oh, they're just going to warm places, Florida, Texas. But they're leaving California and Hawaii, and they're going to Idaho. So it's not the weather.
No, what they want is an environment that does not punish people who want to get ahead.
For more than 100 years, California added more people than any other state. It's clear why. The weather's great, there are beaches and mountains. And people came here because there was opportunity, jobs. But now, regulation and taxes are so high that people leave.
Billionaires suck and they will try to divide us.
Union activists say it's fine if people move away.
The benefit from this tax is going to outweigh, maybe a couple people moving out of the state.
It's not just people moving out, it's capital.
Tesla, Chevron, Hewlett-Packard, and lots of other companies have left. If California passes its 5% tax on billionaires, more will leave.
When people are not well treated, they're going to go elsewhere.
Correct. It's just 5%. You're a rich guy. Why not pay 5%?
You think, oh, it's just 5%, like it's taking 5% out of your checking account. No.
1 million, 2 million.
Most of America's wealth isn't like Scrooge McDuck's gold coins sitting in a vault. It's invested in businesses that create products and jobs. Increasing taxes on that also requires an even bigger government to investigate the complex assets.
This also allows government to become more intrusive. Oh, what's that asset you might have in your cellar? We have to send inspectors in to find out where you're hiding the art or the jewelry or whatever.
Why do these rich people need so much money?
So as you can see, guys, the socialist believes that the problem is the system of capitalism. And then number two, also, the rich should not, there should be no billionaires. Because they believe that was gained by a nefarious intent. They believe this, so that's why they say tax the rich, or the rich should pay their fair share. Now, they never tell you what the number is. They never do. They just say you should pay your fair share. And most of them don't know any numbers. I call them mathematical morons. That's what I call them. But hey, I digress. Now that we kind of see their mentality, let's bring in some socialists. Yeah, let's bring in some socialists real quickly, guys, and see how they're doing, right? All right, let's bring some socialists. Someone actually interviewed a socialist who said that she is against socialism. She can't stand it at all, right? So we're going to bring them in and let's hear what she says. Let's be fair. Be fair. Let's be fair and see what's going down. Y'all ready? Let's get it in.
Worked. What socialism are you in favor for?
Hold on.
So you're a socialist?
Yes.
Okay, socialism has never worked. What socialism are you in favor for? Here we go. Get ready.
I believe that...
Take a system.
A system?
Take a system in the world that you're in favor of.
Well...
That you would rather be our system.
I just don't want it to be capitalism. Nor do I want it to be...
Take a system that has worked, that you like and would like to replicate here.
Capitalism...
Take a system, please. That has been proven to work in any country, anywhere. That is better than our system, please.
Capitalism...
Yeah, please. Find...
not...
Okay, that's great. Yes, you have your talking points. That's wonderful. Now pick a system that has worked anywhere, better than here, that you would rather have.
Well,
I'm waiting for it.
Your definition of better is not valuing the intrinsic value.
I don't give a fuck about my definition, your definition. I'm asking you to choose. Don't cater to my definition.
And I'm choosing socialism.
No, yeah, but pick it. Pick another country that has worked.
And unfortunately, we are an imperialist.
You're a socialist?
Yes.
So as you can see, when it comes to socialists, they can't quote a system within history that the system of socialism has ever worked. They can never tell you that system. They can tell you what they believe is wrong with capitalism, but they can never tell you what's the benefit of socialism and give a proof of concept, because it didn't exist at all. As you can see here, we're not done, y'all. Let's go to another voter real quickly. This is the mentality of these people, okay? This is another street interview right now with someone that is a socialist. Not because I said so, she said so, right? So let's see what she says about socialism. Let's get it in, y'all. Let's get it in. Here we go. Let's get it in. Let's go. Hold on one sec here and go back. Boom, here we go. Let's get it in.
So you said you're a socialist?
Yeah. Oh God, am I gonna get roasted? Yeah.
What we're asking people today is, what do you think about Zoran Mamdani's plan to tax the billionaires and to create a more equitable tax structure in New York City?
I love him. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Shouldn't we all be more equitable?
Well, let me ask you this. So there's about 1,000 billionaires in the United States.
Okay.
If we taxed them 100% and liquidated all their assets, we could fund the federal government for about 10 months. What do we do after that?
But that's not how the government works. Also, No one needs to be a billionaire. The amount that you could fund over time by taxing a portion of their income would house people, it would provide them health care, it would do a lot of incredible things. Why? What do you think?
I think that would be a bad idea. I think even a marginal increase on taxes de-incentivizes business growth.
Why do you think it's a bad idea?
Because it de-incentivizes business growth. So we actually limit and reduce economic activity.
It's individuals who monopolize a portion of, not a portion, they monopolize the income for individuals. And actually, if you want to make a more equitable society, you should you should increase economic mobility for individuals, so then more of them can be active members of society rather than a couple of people hoarding majority of the wealth.
That's what free market capitalism does, right? Because what they're doing is they're creating businesses and creating jobs for people that creates economic growth. And also, they're already paying 40% of the taxes in this country. The top 1% is. So I think I would rather have New York City a business hospitable environment so people aren't fleeing to Florida and Texas.
But that's such like a crock of shit. People aren't actually leaving.
Ken Griffin, just last week, said he's leaving.
One individual?
No, a lot of them are. And actually even Kathy Hochul, New York State, said that she wants the people to come back who have left so they can afford to fund the social programs here.
I need people who are high net worth to support the generous social programs that we want to have in our state. If you want to be supportive, but maybe the first step should be go down to Palm Beach and see who you can bring back home. Because our tax base has been eroded.
I mean, Mamdani has a $12 billion budget deficit. How is he going to close that without asking Kathy Hochul, who has the same problem? They've driven people out of New York with high tax policy and anti-capitalist policies.
Are you a billionaire?
See?
Do you aspire to be one?
Millionaire.
Okay.
Millionaire. I don't need to be a billionaire.
Thank you, Matt.
All right. Oh, I'd love to hear more of your thoughts. But
Good, thank you.
all right, thank you.
So again, these are straightforward questions with great answers from the guy that's talking about capitalism over socialism. And unfortunately, the socialist voter can't answer simple questions. Now we got somebody on TikTok called The Biz. I'm gonna give him a little bit of my attention. It's all good, baby. Good to see you. Thanks so much for watching me, brother Big Dog. Even his responses are responses smuggling in an ill intent. For instance, my man said, that's a loaded question. Based on what? Your assumption or your conversation with the person asking the question? You're smuggling that in. That's called being biased. Then my man's in them said, you guys can't defend your positions, so y'all need to, y'all resort to propaganda. That was a great defense. I'm confused here. And my man just left. He just left. He just left the chat, brother. Hey, The Biz, thanks so much for coming, Big Dog. But hey, facts don't give a damn about your feelings. That's why I say socialists are mathematical morons. They are. When math shows up, facts show up, they begin to hurt socialist feelings, they flee. As we saw in both of those videos. Those were honest questions. The first video, he said, can you name a socialist system that's ever worked throughout history? She couldn't name one. He said, there has not been one. He said, give me one system. One, and she kept trying to attack capitalism. Give me one, and she couldn't do it. You got to answer the question. And then the second video, he eloquently talked about the superiority of capitalism over socialism. This was an honest exchange. All I'm saying, guys, is respectfully, socialists are mathematical morons. They are, because in their world, 1 + 1 = 7. Equals 7. They believe that, yes, these voters believe that they can tax the rich, and they can pay for everything. He went through the math. If you tax all the billionaires, it'll just pay for the government for 10 months. Then what do? Had no answer. Facts. Okay? Facts. Wow. Again. Now, let's guys go real fast. We finished that, guys. That is the social. That's that voter. That's them. And what I'm saying, guys, is because that's them, what happens is this here. Is they hear words like tax the rich or affordability. I got to give it to them, though. The socialists have a great message right now. Affordability. Kitchen table issues. And if the Republican and or Democrat Party doesn't get off their behinds and begin to properly message how they can help solve someone's problem, right? Do not be surprised if you're going to see more socialists begin to become elected on a local, county, state, and federal. Democrats, Republicans, you better get your act together, because right now your messaging sucks. It's trash, garbage. Now I see the reason why Zohran Mamdani believes that a socialist can win in any place in America. And right now, he's right. If your messaging does not become better. Okay? It's real simple. Real simple. I don't know what's going on with my computer today, guys. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, guys. All right, guys. Let's go to the next topic real fast, guys. All right. Next topic is going to be... What is it? Oh, guys, we have spectrum. But anyways, guys, let's go to the next topic. Next topic, guys, is... Gonna change. It's not gonna do. Wow, I have never seen this before, guys. This has never happened. I mean, everything is just moving so freaking slow. I don't know what's going on today. Can you guys hear me at all on TikTok and on other platforms? I want to make sure you guys can hear me. I'm not freezing up, because if I am, I have to restart everything real fast because it's not doing well. Yeah. Moving anything. Wow. What is going on, guys? I don't know what's... Can you guys hear me well? I don't know what's going on. It just froze. I'll check. Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks so much, Alonzo. I don't know what's going on. This thing is just malfunctioning, but I'm gonna keep pressing forward, guys. Keep moving forward. I hope you guys can hear me. Forgive me, guys, for the choppiness. It's not my intention. Let's go to the next topic. New York City and Chicago socialist policies, shakeup and concerns. The policy debates shape New York City and Chicago. Let me say it with my chest, guys. Chicago as well as New York are going broke. Not because I said so. You finna see in a second. Again, facts. Directly from the officials' mouths, not mine, not someone else's commentary. This is gonna be the officials' mouths, not mine. Okay, so let's bring in Brandon Johnson, who I think is the worst mayor in America. This is what you voted for, Chicago. What you voted for. So here is Mayor Johnson. He's talking about there is a big gap, a big budget gap. So let's see what he's talking about here, guys. Let's get rid of this. Here we go. Okay. Cool. Gotcha. I see a big dog. Thanks, brother. Here we go.
We are releasing the 2026 mid-year budget report so that the public can see and better understand where we stand financially. I do want to talk through the report, and I want to make sure that we speak in a very direct and a blunt way. Last year, during a very difficult budget cycle, our administration held the line against austerity and proposed a budget built on structural progressive revenue. We challenged those at the top and those who benefit the most from our economy to finally pay their fair share so that we can continue to invest in the needs of working people.
Notice, guys, how it's always someone else's fault, not the government's. In other words, they'll say, you're not paying enough taxes. There's never any auditing or looking to see if they're spending the money right. None of that. Or number two, there's never any cut of spending. It's always folks need to pay their fair share. That's a classic socialist talking point. Let's keep it going.
That approach was not just my call. It came directly from what we heard from residents across the city during our budget engagements.
Okay.
It was also reinforced by the findings of the Chicago Financial Future Task Force. We also know that credit rating agencies have consistently raised concerns about relying too heavily on speculative or one-time funding sources. And these are certainly risks that manifest as a result of that propensity. Our goal was to build something stronger, more stable, and more honest for the long term. But corporate aligned members of the city council chose a different direction and adopted their so-called alternative budget.
Okay.
And throughout that process, we raised concerns about the assumptions in that plan, not to oppose for the sake of opposing, but because Chicagoans deserve honesty about the risks of budgets that rely on fines and fees.
Fines and fees.
Last December, we warned that some of those revenue sources would not perform as the caucus members or city council members that were more aligned with the interests of corporations.
Maybe somebody else.
Now, halfway through the year, we are seeing those warnings come to fruition. Gaps have emerged due to the regressive revenue options that members of the city council that were more aligned with corporate interests put forward.
Corporate interests.
Their incomplete and inconsistent assumptions have been unfounded.
So what Brandon Johnson is trying to communicate to you guys is this. Chicago, midway through the 2026 year, is short $130 million. Now, I've always
said it again. Chicago, the city ran by a former principal of a middle school or elementary school, is now at a budget shortfall of $130 million. Let that sink in for the folk in the back row. This is a socialist here. He's been in office for 3 years. 3 years. And you may say, Dale, you know what? That's just right now. I'm glad you said this right now. Okay. Let's see if this has happened before. Okay. Before this one, let's go 5 months before this time. 5 months. Just five. Okay. Here's another video from the former school principal now running the city of Chicago. Y'all, Chicago, you deserve this. I have no sympathy for you at all. Period. When you vote stupid, this is what happens. Now, here is 5 months ago. Now watch this, y'all.
Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson unveiled his 2026 budget plan today. Now, the gap in that budget is bigger than first thought. It is more than $1 billion. Now, the mayor promises no property tax hike and no grocery tax. So where is he going to find the money to plug that hole?
We don't know.
Our political reporter, Marianne Ahern, is here now with the details. Marianne.
Good afternoon, Alex. A key part of the mayor's budget proposal is a corporate head tax. That is a tax on the biggest companies in the city based on how many employees they have.
Stop right there. So these Bama's, thought it was a good idea to create a new tax called the corporate head tax. What that is, I don't even know what that is. But since she described it, she said, we're going to tax you on every head that works at your corporation. Let that sink in, y'all. Notice, no cutting and spending, more taxes. Yeah, why? Because the government makes no good or service at all. Their only revenue or chief revenue is taxes. This is ran by a socialist. Again, the former principal of a middle school, Brandon Johnson, is now running the business model called the City of Chicago.
It's something the city got rid of more than a decade ago, but now the mayor wants to bring it back, and already it's proving to be a tough sell.
And then finally eliminating the head tax.
Getting rid of the corporate head tax was a cornerstone of Rahm Emanuel's first mayoral campaign. Mayor Brandon Johnson's 2026 budget proposal would not only revive, but steeply increase the tax on big companies. He's pitching it as a way to fund community safety.
And so we are asking big tech to chip in. We are asking corporate landlords and yacht owners to chip in, but we are also asking the larger corporations to step up in this moment.
The tax would apply to companies with at least 100 employees, about 3% of corporations in Chicago. They would have to pay $21 per employee each month. It's drawing criticism from business leaders and aldermen.
So again, that was 5 months before the previous video that I played. Socialist. Mm-hmm. Like Brandon Johnson, he's a declared socialist. That's what he is. I didn't say that he said that. Just look it up. Y'all can look it up. Socialist policies not working. Mm-hmm. God, we're not done, y'all. We're not done. That's Chicago. Okay, that's Chicago, right? Chicago, ran by Democrats. Said one party rule for decades. For decades. Okay, one party. Okay, all right. Here we go. Now let's keep it going, y'all. Now let's go over to New York. You know, the new mayor of New York. He came in. He had a lot of promises. And he's a great talker. I gotta give him. He's really good, y'all. I gotta give him. He's really good. But let's see what he says real fast. He has something called I think it's called the pied-à-terre tax. Whatever. Let's see what he says about this real fast, y'all, so we can see what he's saying. Here we go, guys. We're gonna have somebody come in and really tell you what this really is, because there's a lot of smoke and mirrors going on with this guy Mamdani. Let's get into it.
Well, today we're taxing the rich. I'm thrilled to announce we've secured a pied-à-terre tax.
Mayor Mamdani, great idea, but you do have one big problem. The billionaires you're trying to tax may not even qualify because New York City's system is so broken. A penthouse sold at 432 Park Avenue for $87.7 million. The city assessed it at 1.6.
Stop right there. How? Well, let's keep going. My bad. My fault.
Million for tax purposes. Sting bought an apartment for $65.7 million, assessed at 1.89. $2.6 million.
Wow.
Little unfair.
Missing the mark for the $5 million cutoff for the pied-à-terre tax. While these luxury condos are assessed at a fraction of what they're worth, rent-stabilized buildings down the street pay nearly 5 times more in effective tax rates. 5 times more. The tax system in New York.
But hold on. Type of housing that they just did a rent freeze on. So they're doing a rent freeze on these stabilization apartments. And the exact same time what they're doing is charging 5x more than the bigger buildings owned by the celebrities. Interesting. Not equitable, is it? Okay, let's keep going.
Is protecting the billionaires that Mayor Mamdani is trying to tax and punishing the buildings that house working class New Yorkers. Mayor, I'm with you on this tax rate proposal, but if you don't fix the property tax system, you're going to miss half of them.
Wow. That was a banger. That was a banger. It was. Mayor Mamdani, pimping, you're gonna have to do better, fam. Do better, doc, cause it ain't looking too hot for you, big dog. It ain't looking too hot, man. But hey, I digress, y'all. Now that's one. Now let's go to another one, guys, okay? Because remember, he talked about he talked about this pied-à-terre tax. Now watch this. Let's bring in the same dude. Now what's going on here? Here we go again. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here, guys, but hey, we're gonna keep moving. All right, he's the same guy. The same guy. It's frozen on this thing. Wow, I don't know what's going on today, y'all. I don't know. Thank you, Spectrum. This is my show, Spectrum. This is forgive me, guys. This is a commercial break for Spectrum. Spectrum, your service sucks. I've never seen the service so bad. Unfortunately, I'm in an area that I can only get y'all Bamas. AT&T, Verizon, where the hell you at? Because these Bamas is trash. Spectrum, you gotta do a better job, man. I've never seen a service drop and sputter all the time. I mean, just horrid, guys. I don't know what's going on. This is just the worst service ever, guys. The worst service. Somebody just said something. I'm good on YouTube. Okay, I'm good on YouTube. Okay, guys. I'm thinking about it. I'm good on YouTube, but I can't show my video because of the fact that it's moving so slow. It's like I'm not even showing it. hide, and let's show it and unhide. Nope. Wow, this is so bad, man. Golly, boy. Hold on, guys. Let me try this again because it's just not. I don't know what's going. I don't know what's going on. This is so frustrating, man. I prepared hard for this video too, and I can't even show it. I know I'm good on YouTube, guys, but for some odd reason, the system on my side is just really. Now it's moving. I don't know what's going on. I have no clue what's going on. Okay. Now I'm back, guys. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry, but this is the Peter tax, guys. The Peter that was called by Zora Madani. Let's have this. My man didn't break it down real fast. Here we go. Let's get into it. Here we go.
See, y'all thought I was lying. The DSA had to come out and basically admit Zoran Mamdani taxing the rich was a scam. I'm the one who exposed it to make them tell the truth. Remember when I said this? Y'all keep hearing Mamdani and Hoku say,
When I ran for mayor, I said I was going to tax the rich. I'm thrilled to announce we've secured a pied-à-terre tax.
Pied-à-terre surcharge.
This is an annual fee on luxury properties worth more than $5
million.
This tax will raise at least $500 million. Everyone has a role to play in contributing to our city.
They're contributing in a meaningful way.
Same script, tax the wealthy, right? So let's break it down. Right now, New York got a $5.4 billion budget gap. And the big solution, tax the wealthy luxury second home. Sounds tough, sound bold.
It just stopped.
You hear the number. That tax only brings in $500 million. Let me say that again. $5.4 billion gap, $500 million in revenue. That's not even close. That's not a solution. That's a PR move. So now ask yourself, where's the other $4.9 billion coming from? Because it's not magic. It's going to come from somewhere, and it's not going to be the people with $25 million homes. Does that ring a bell? Mamdani celebrated it as a win. And you know what the haters told me? The haters said, no, you're lying. He's not trying to tax the middle class. I told y'all that Peter-Pan tax was a scam. And the DSA had to come out and admit it. Listen to what they had to say.
Governor Hochul passes her state budget right now, the rich still get a $12 billion tax cut from Trump. And New York City and Zoran will still face a $5.4 billion deficit.
Wait, hold up. If the Peter-Pan tax was going to work, then why is the deficit still the same? I'm just saying. Don't say I ain't tell y'all. Socialism is going to destroy New York City. Not only because the concept is bad, but because the people who are selling it to us. A liar, a cheater, a deceiver, heartbreaker. Don't be fooled. See y'all.
Told y'all. They socialist. This move, guys. Socialism at its finest, guys. This is socialism. Hey, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you, guys. So I told you. So that's what's going on, guys. It seems to be that that's a lot of things. Smoking mirrors. That's all it is. That's all it is. That's all it is. Madonna came out and said this. He came out and said that he actually balanced the budget. That's what he said, man. I balanced the budget. That's what he said. I balanced the budget. It's just not going to let me do it. All right, guys, here we go. All right, let's bring in my cat's PBD real quick, real fast, guys. And wow, I mean, end this early, guys, because this is getting a bit much. This is getting really a bit much. Here we go. All right, guys, here is Zoran Ramadan talking about he actually balanced the budget. In his first 100 days, he balanced the budget. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. We go.
Going to slow down.
Yeah.
They're going to keep coming. And in the interim, let's look at Mamdani, what Mamdani is doing in New York. You want to see this one here, folks? This is entertaining to say the least. Okay, so let me read this to you. Let me find a page. Here we are. Watch this here. Very, very interesting on what's going on with this. Okay, so Mamdani comes out and says, guess what? We've officially balanced the budget.
What?
And all the social, the guy is crushing it. What a freaking rock star. And then behind, is this the video talking about he balanced the budget?
Yep.
Go ahead, Rob.
New York, it's executive budget season. And I'm proud to announce that our city's budget is fully balanced.
Wow.
This budget isn't just about numbers on a page. It determines if our libraries get funded, if a street is safe to cross, if snow is actually shoveled after a storm. And you deserve to know exactly how we got here. We inherited a $12 billion budget deficit.
We are speaking about a fiscal crisis at the scale greater than the Great Recession.
Was the Great Recession? Great Recession. Many said the only way out of this was slashing services and passing an austerity budget. We rejected that. After months of painstaking work, that deficit is now zero. Our city is now on firm financial ground. We achieved this in two major, increasing revenue and support New York City. Thanks to Governor Hochul, State Senate Majority Stuart Cousins, Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie, and months of organizing from New Yorkers, we taxed the rich. We finally got a better deal for New York City. We're getting billions more from the state to help tackle the gap.
You can pause it right there. So, Tom, yeah, $8 billion last 2 years. So, when people are looking at this, they're like, okay, you know, do to sell it as if everything is going right. What is he not telling in these clips, Tom?
Important to shovel snow. It's a no. I want to go to the board and say, this is how we balance. Because number one, he had a surplus from Eric Adams, who you know, Pat, and has spoken to us. So we're not out of school here. We had direct conversation with Eric Adams. We know about the surplus that was brought in. Then he gets money from Albany. Guess what? That's our daughters call us from college, and she's spending $500 more a month. I agree to give her $400 more a month. Brad gives his daughter $400 more a month, and then she meets a nicer guy, and he starts paying for dinner. They didn't balance the budget. They just moved things around, and other people helped.
Now, this here, go ahead real fast, guys, and bring somebody in that can actually break down what actually happened, guys. Let's see if this actually was, if he actually really balanced the budget. Guys, let's walk through this just to make sure that we do things above board here, all right? Let's get it in. Here we go.
Mamdani proved me wrong. He did it. He balanced the New York City budget, closed a $12 billion deficit, and without touching the rainy day fund. I was ready to make the Tony Gives Mamdani His Flowers video. The engagement would have been incredible, except it's all a mirage. Here's the simplest way I can explain it. Imagine you have $12,000 in credit card debt. You call your parents and they send you $8,000. You push the minimum payments on the rest as far out as possible, and then you post on Instagram that you're debt-free. That's basically what's happening in New York City. Wow. The majority of Mamdani's budget closing came from an infusion of state taxpayer cash. Governor Hochul announced $4 billion in additional aid, bringing total pledged state support to $8 billion over 2 years. And then you have the pension gimmick. The budget saves $2.3 billion by simply delaying payments to public pension funds. By stretching them out likely well into the 2040s. So this balanced budget lasts 1 year. And Mamdani said he closed his budget without putting it on the backs of working people, but deferred pension costs, using one-off state money to fund permanent programs, and a $7 billion budget gap already on the horizon for next year. That's exactly where it lands, on the backs of working people, on future New Yorkers who had little to no say on any of this. I wanted to give him his flowers, genuinely. He handles social media very well. He excites young people about politics. I think both of those are good, important things. But a balanced budget built on a bailout and a gimmick isn't real fiscal discipline, and so none of us should pretend that it is. New York City is in rough shape, and throwing all of the blame term mayor with a handful of months on isn't fair. This is true, but I'm concerned that the pressure to perform will force him to continually take the small, short-term wins at the expense of New York's future, because he cares more about his perceived performance rather than the future that he is helping to build for our nation's greatest city.
So again, guys, breaking it down, that is what's going on. It's a big mirage. It is a mirage, guys. Just saying. He's lying to you. But unfortunately, he understands that a lot of voters are headline voters, unfortunately. Headline voters, define print. What we do is we read the headlines. Act as if we are just we just getting it. We know what we talking about. That's what's going on. We're not done, y'all. Here's another one, guys. Let's just bring another one, guys. Again, we're walking through the socialist policies and really vet to see if they actually work. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna do all this work. We're gonna get past headlines. We're gonna see if this actually works. Here's another gentleman who lives in New York. Okay, walking through these policies. Here we go.
On July 1st, New York City will raise water and sewer rates another 6%. All right, 6% may not sound too crazy, but here's why it's a problem. This isn't the first or second increase. In fact, this is the 6th straight increase in 5 years. Last year's increase was 8.5%, and in just a few weeks, another 6%. And sewer rates will have increased 35%.
Say that again.
The building didn't get any bigger. Tenants aren't using 35% more water. The bill just keeps going up. Water isn't the only cost increasing. Property taxes, labor, insurance, utilities.
Oh, what happened? Oh, what happened? Whoa, what happened? Oh man, he was finna get into it. Damn. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. Anyway, again, paying more taxes, guys, more taxes. That's not it, guys. Now, let's bring back in your boy Mamdani again. And he's talking about freezing the rents, guys. Freezing the rents. You know, we got to fact check this really, really hard because of the fact that it don't make no damn sense. So here we go. Here he is. Let's get it in. Uh-oh.
The Independent Rent Guidelines Board just froze the rent. That means if you're one of the more than 2 million New Yorkers who lives in a rent-stabilized apartment, your rent's going to be frozen next year.
That's New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani's campaign promise to freeze the rent. Starting October 1st, 2026, one in new leases on rent stabilized, affecting 1 million units in the city. It's easy to understand a lot of New Yorkers voted for this policy. Rent in NYC is notoriously is that landlords are to blame. Evil capitalists sitting on piles of cash, exploiting their vulnerable tenants. But the truth is much more complex. In March, I visited Jose Tor, a 31-year-old Cuban American who's a landlord of a building in Washington Heights. He complicates this simple oppressor versus oppressed narrative Mom would like us to believe. Jose America after escaping the Cuban Revolution. At 50 years old in 1979, he started over.
He was doing a side job painting around the neighborhood, and a lady told him, "Hey, listen, you should stop by and take a look at this building because he met with the owner and was able to finance the building. He eventually put down a $25,000 down payment and dedicated his grandfather and I, and we're replacing a large marble step here. This was about in 1999, so he would always tell me, you know, never do anything unless you do it with love and you really, really care about
15.
Yeah, so 100 years old.
Jose is weighing whether he should stay and continue his grandfather's legacy or sell and get out, because he says years of oppressive housing policies, of which Mamdani's rent freeze is just the latest and most extreme, are pricing him out of the family business. In 2019, for example, a tenant protection law passed in New York State, capping the amount landlords can raise rents on rent-stabilized apartments at 2%.
Today, the tenants will win.
Thank God.
The problem is that most rent-stabilized apartments have the same tenant for decades and are in need of serious repair.
This is how he left the apartment, yep. Which we cleaned it up a little bit, but you can see how terrible of a tenant the guy was.
Well, no appliances. Did you have to take them out after he left? Were they destroyed or?
They were destroyed, roach infested, they served no use.
Right.
So again, the brilliant plan of freezing the rents. Guys, come to me real quickly, man. Let me cook for a second. Let me cook for a second. That whole plan of freezing the rents, guys, that is a property confiscation plan. The plan is to take all of the properties legally. I'll break all that down tomorrow on the Real Estate Friday Live. I talked about it last week on the Counter Move podcast and on the Investor Edge podcast on the same channel. The goal is to confiscate property. Simple. Let's go through the math. Number one, if what is going on here, man? I don't know what is going on here. I don't know what's going on, guys. I have no clue. This is so bad. Oh, now and that's catching up now. Got it. I don't know what's going on, guys. Anyways, this is property. This is property confiscation, guys. And I may shut it down early today, guys, and redo this again because this has been a mess. A mess. I don't know what's going on with my system, guys, and I don't like the product that's half done. I prepared really hard for this, and I want to make sure I get it done the right way for you guys. So I'm going to end it early today, guys, and I don't know what's going on with my system. I have no clue. It's malfunctioning very hard right now. I don't know what's going on, but anyways, guys, guys, that's all I have for today. It's wow. Crazy town. I don't know what's going on at all. I have no clue what's going on. I have no clue what's going on, guys. I don't know. This sucks. But guys, man, let me go ahead and cam off. And I'll probably in a couple of days, probably on a Saturday or Sunday, and really get everything kind of taken care of because I don't know what's going on with anything. It's my system is just freezing. But guys, God bless you. Here's what I do is on the way out, guys. I'll play a little something for everybody. I'm a big R&B fan. If I can find the music, let me see. Give me 1 second. Yep. All right, guys. I gotta go. So it ain't gonna play. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know what's going on. All right, guys. But guys, God bless you. I will see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully this is the See you tomorrow. All right, y'all. How did y'all? Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Let me go back over here. All right, y'all. Where did it go? All right, y'all. Peace. Nothing. Wow, this is crazy town. Wow. All right, y'all. Peace.